Um, okay, so the last thing we want to talk about, and we're not going to spend a lot of time because there's not a lot to really discuss here because we don't know a lot. Um, but the makers of E3 are going to try it again with a new show. This time they're going to do it in Las Vegas, and they're going to do it April 27th through the 30th in 2026. So we still have another year left, but it is called Icon, IICON.
Oh, whoops.
Saw that on the bottom there. So it is Icon, and supposedly all your major companies are going to be involved. So supposedly you've got Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft are all going to be involved in this show. So the question is what this is going to look like. Is this going to be similar to E3 where they're on a stage and they announce, or is this going to be more like a digital show similar to what we get with Nintendo Direct and Sony State of Play? So we don't know what this is going to look like, but I thought I'd take this moment to ask, what is your favorite E3 moment? And I know E3 has been gone probably, I think, since 2021 is the last time we got an E3. I remember every June thinking that was kind of a big deal. I always thought that was like a exciting moment because that was when we got all of our news of what games were coming out during the Christmas season. Um, that was when they would announce new hardware. And it was an exciting show if you're a gamer waiting to see what's coming up next. You had to wait for E3. There was no, hey, join us tomorrow for Nintendo Direct, where we just get this shadow drop announcement of when we're going to, you know, get these new announcements of these new systems, new games. No, it was, we waited till June every year and it was E3, and that's how we got our big gaming news. Um, and I kind of miss that, knowing that that was something I looked forward to every year. And then now it's gone. But my biggest E3 moment was when Nintendo announced the Wii, which the funny thing about my excitement for the Nintendo announcing the Wii was, looking back, it's my least favorite Nintendo console of all time. I mean,
I have a
I
similar issue with mine, but continue.
I I really was excited when they announced the Wii, thinking this is the future of gaming. I remember them coming up there and presenting it and thinking to myself, wow, we're going to get motion gaming. This is going to be different. I remember thinking to myself, how cool is it going to be to hold the sword in one hand and the shield in another and being actually acting like you're Link and playing Legend of Zelda or jumping like Mario. And I just thought to myself, this is going to be so cool. And then I got so tired of the Wii so quickly. Um, Mario Galaxy is probably my least favorite 3D Mario game they ever released because I couldn't stand doing this while playing all the time. Like you're running around and then you're just shaking the controller, or I think you had the nunchuck, so
Yeah, for
maybe you
me,
strip this, and it just, to me, it got old so fast. I had fun with like Wii Sports and the bowling and playing the game
Mario
with
Kart
my
was kind
family.
of cool with the Wii.
Mario Kart with the wheel, that was cool. But for the most part, my least favorite of most of the Nintendo games are the Wii games, the Zelda games, the Mario Galaxy game. I just did not like that era of gaming. But I remember when E3 announced it, I had so much promise. So I can't dog that being my favorite E3 moment because I can't look into the future when I'm talking about my favorite E3 moment.
So, so for me, I had a similar situation. My favorite moment, and honestly, I didn't watch a lot of. I mean, I watched the trailers of the new games that I got announced. It's the same with Comic Con. They announced the new trailer for the movie. I'm watching that trailer, but I wasn't watching the whole presentation very often. You know what I mean? One that I did, however, watch. and it was same issue. Man, I thought this was going to be really cool. And that's when the Xbox announced the Kinect. Um, just you watch that presentation and you got to see it was like, oh, you want Xbox to turn on. You don't have to do anything. You just say Xbox, play this game, and it would play it. And you could navigate things with your hands. And I'm like, this is the future. I've seen this in a movie from the 80s where they could swipe and stuff. This is going to be the future. It unfortunately didn't last as long as we hoped. And I have a new system, and this is years later. I believe that came out in what, 2011. And years later, we're not doing the swiping. We're barely even using, I mean, I think you can technically use voice commands if you really want to make it work. I think you can, but yeah, you know, we're doing the voice commands. And the only really game that I can remember that was really good with the Kinect was Dance Central. That was a
Yeah,
fun game with the Kinect. And they tried doing it on the Wii, and I'm sorry, with the Wii remote, it's just not nearly as fun. It was crap.
I
But
remember
on the
playing Connect Adventures where you jumped around on the log or something going down a
Oh, I'm
river.
sure there was some fun Connect games, but the only one that was truly, I think, successful was Dance Central, and now that's gone. We haven't got a new Dance Central. I think they came out with 3 of them altogether.
Yeah, it wasn't a great yeah, it was a fun in theory that you are the controller, but I just think there was limitations in what they can do.
Well, let's be
Um
honest. Most
but
of us gamers, we're not exactly the most active folks. We want when we're playing games, we want to relax, you know. And Connect encouraged us to exercise. And when you're wanting to relax, exercise is not on the agenda. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. All right. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this icon could be. But it might just flop just like unfortunately E3 kind of fizzled out. And I think the pandemic is to blame for that. Really.
Yeah.
And now that you've got these companies releasing their own little trailer videos of hour-long videos of announcing things, I just unfortunately don't think we're going to ever go back to this. So it's really curious what's going to happen. I'm going to be looking forward to it in April of next year to see if I'm wrong. I
Yeah.
would love to see that excitement again of somebody going up on stage, having, somebody up there getting you pumped up and excited and showing you the hardware in front of you instead of this pre-made trailer. But I hope I'm wrong, and I hope we get that excitement again. But unfortunately, we've got to wait another year plus to see how that's going to work. But hey, I mean, more power to them if they think they can do it in Vegas instead of San Diego. Then maybe Vegas is a great place to try that. So we'll find out. Unfortunately, the Switch 2 will probably already be out by then, so we're not getting some major Nintendo announcement. um, maybe some games. Maybe mark your calendar. Maybe April 27th through the 30th is when Sony will announce the PlayStation 6. Who knows? Or the Xbox Zero negative 2. Stupid names they like to come up with.
Xbox One, Xbox 360, those are good names.
Xbox One was a horrible name. It was so confusing for the consumer. If you wasn't a gamer that paid attention and knew the Xbox One was the next Xbox, I mean, how
It's gonna
confusing
be
is that? Is it
confusing.
confusing? I mean, it's
I don't know.
confusing. I mean, it's like there's the Xbox, the original one, the first one, the 360. We should be maybe 740 or 720, whatever it is.
If you
But
watch
no,
those
let's call it the one. This is the
if you watch
Xbox
those
One.
E3 announcements, they
I
explain
remember
why
it's
they
the
were
one
called
console that can do all. I remember it.
all in one.
All in one console is the dumbest name ever, and it's actually when the decline of Xbox, I think, happened, and Sony started beating them out. So, but
Still prefer my Xbox.
just my just my opinion. Um, but anyhow, so that was our show today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked what you saw here, uh, subscribe, and we would love to bring you more content. So the next time you see us will probably be after the Sony State of Play. I think the next episode we will definitely have to start talking about that and our reactions to that, unless something surprising comes up. Maybe I know there's rumors of a Nintendo Direct in February that has yet to happen. Um, Maybe they will give us that Nintendo Direct that will give us more insight on more Switch games coming out before the Switch 2 actually comes out. But we will have to wait and see if that happens. Definitely want to cover Mario Day. I'm sure there's going to be some special announcements for that. That's March 10th. But definitely join us here for your gaming talk show. Like I said, we don't want to be a news program. We're not insiders. We want to just react and talk about the
News cycles.
news. So,
Yeah.
all right. So I am Rage,
And I'm Blaze.
and we'll see you next time.